What might seem like an unfamiliar voice to you by this time is definitely not an unfamiliar voice. My name is Carl Carafel. I'm here with Chris Best and OMD. I am back on a Tuesday because work has graciously given me the day off. We're going to start things out how we normally do on this show. And before we came on, we were talking a little bit about work. Now, my spouse has been looking for work. And I know, Mr. Best, you just talked about looking for work.
Oh, and I've got some gripes about my job hunting.
OMD, you mentioned that the place of employment that you have is actually looking for someone who is a driver.
Yes.
It seems to be really, really hard. So the spouse actually has gone to, I think it's Employment Solutions that she's gone to, and they're putting her through this really cool program that is paying her to do training there. And then they're helping her out for 6 months afterwards to find a job. And if they find her something and she goes into it and it isn't something that she can do, because she does have some it's not really disabilities, but there's some things that she just can't do physically because of some medical issues that she has. But they are like really, really doing their best to help her out. Chris, you've got some gripes, you said. I want to hear about it.
Yeah, I'm also using Employment Solutions now, and I've got another gripe. Now I've got to talk to my worker about that.
Well, this was at the Queen Center building, so I don't know if it's the same
building.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm at the same building as her. I want to see if I can get myself into that kind of program myself.
Right.
But my gripe is, so I'm out pounding the pavement. I've been out pounding the pavement for the last 5 days, maybe even longer, dropping resumes off where and when I can.
Right.
But the biggest gripe that I have is when companies tell you to apply online. To me, that is so impersonal when an employer tells you to do that. To me, that says that the manager is lazy and doesn't want to do his work.
There is that aspect to it, but it's also the corporate regulations. I mean, you're getting these corporations, Home Depot, Walmart, all of it is apply online.
Okay, OMD, I'm going to stop you right quick because you mentioned Home Depot. Home Depot is actually having a job fair at Sioux College on Thursday. I will be attending that, so they will be meeting potential employees in person.
Yeah. That is very rare because when I was looking for work and I went in to apply at Home Depot, they told me, have you applied online? Yep. Well, keep applying online.
And that's something that comes from corporate. Like even this job fair is a corporate go and do this.
Yeah. This program that your partner is going through, Carl. Yeah. I had a partner who went through that a number of years ago. I believe it's called the STEP program.
No idea.
And she went through that, and there were places that would keep them on for 2 months, and then right before the end of the 3-month probation, no, you're not what we're looking for.
Okay.
Now, some of those companies did get cut from this program because it was a regular occurrence.
Right. Right.
But yeah, I mean, we're looking for somebody. I mean, in the year plus I've been back, like I had to work on the truck today, which I'm supposed to be in shop because our driver who's been back just over a month tweaked his back on Saturday.
Gotcha.
So he left for the afternoon and was supposed to be back today. Nothing. So now we just got to wait and see. So we are going to be looking for a new driver, somebody who is reliable and healthy that can lift 100 pounds repeated.
Right. Yeah, of course.
And here's the other thing. Like you guys both mentioned corporate. I know that managers can take resumes and send them up to corporate and say, hey, I like this guy. I want to bring this guy on. That's where my gripe is, because I was told, actually, I went to Giant Tiger on Thursday in the West End to apply.
Yep.
And I was told directly what will happen. They're like, the manager will take it, but he will throw it out.
Yeah. I have been in management for several different companies. Yep. And corporate doesn't care what we say. They want to see them. And they don't want a paper copy.
That's sad.
Yeah. It definitely is. What isn't sad is that I am back on a Tuesday to have Turnbuckle Talk with my brothers. And with that, it is showtime. We have a number of different topics to go through with everyone today, even things that maybe aren't being talked about and people don't know about. And I want to go through one of those right now, if you guys don't mind.
Sure thing.
Now, I'm sure you guys may have talked about this. It's been a while since I've been on the show, but you talked about trademarks before. Right. So the WWE, as of a report that came out today, is looking to update a trademark, not updates, but to trademark a catchphrase. So we know that on AEW side of things, Chris Jericho attempted to trademark his "Hi Guys" catchphrase. The promotion itself made an attempt to trademark "Shockwave" for a TV show. The WWE is now kind of doing the same thing. On Monday, yesterday, the WWE filed a trademark for Austin 316, which is obviously for Stone Cold Steve Austin. Back in like 1999, Austin was, I would say, at the height of his popularity, and the WWE is looking to trademark Austin 316 for entertainment services in the nature of live and televised performances rendered by a professional wrestler / entertainer. Really? They're now seeking the trademark for several other entertainment services, including exhibitions and performances, wrestling news, and others, is all that it gives to me here. With that tells me that Stone Cold Steve Austin may come back for a match. If they are looking to trademark and use that in performance and exhibition by a wrestler / entertainer.
Right.
OMD, what are your thoughts on that?
I am intrigued, but I think it's got to be a one-off, sort of a quick one like they did a couple of years ago at WrestleMania with Kevin Owens in the quote-unquote, I tricked you into this and I want to challenge you to a match.
Right. WrestleMania 32, last time.
Okay, so I don't think we need it again. For me now, Austin, okay, great for, the one-off for 316 Day in March. That's all you need him for. I mean, if you want to put up more of the Broken Skull sessions, great. I'm all for that. But guys like him, The Rock, they don't need to be on TV and coming back and disrupting everything.
Okay. Mr. Best, your thoughts on that?
Okay, so I'm sort of in the same boat as OMD, sort of not. Okay. Because it doesn't necessarily, when it says performance there, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to come in and have a match. It could mean that maybe he's going to be the guest host at a PLE or a guest host on an episode of Raw or SmackDown, or just showing up randomly on an episode of Raw in a backstage segment somewhere. Okay. Now, when you said, also, Carl, when you said WWE filed for trademarks, my mind went to another trademark that was filed yesterday that not a lot of people are talking about as well. Shotzi Blackheart is getting her full name back.
Yep.
Yep. And it also means that they're filing for the trademark for merchandise sales again, video game appearances, which again, there's the performance again, because you might have Austin do a commercial for the next video game or something like that, which Austin's been pretty much in every commercial for every video game in the last 20 years for WWE.
True.
All in all, I am intrigued because I thought they already had the trademark on Austin 316.
I thought so as well.
See, and that was something that I thought Austin would have had, was that trademark.
Right. I mean, he essentially came up with that, so you would figure that he would own that trademark or have trademarked it himself. Apparently, he didn't. So now, in the same realm here, I was talking with a buddy of mine at work who is a pro wrestling fan who has shown his text. Can't say face. He's shown his text on our screens before, and that is Mr. Chris Cortez. He and I were discussing yesterday who could help for Netflix. Now, one of the names that he had thrown out there was we could have a program between Gunther and Brock Lesnar. Right. Now, after reading this, I'm wondering if they're doing this to have Stone Cold Steve Austin be that name who was there in the height of the Attitude Era, now coming into the Netflix era, air quotes happening there for those listening to us on Good Pods in audio format. What if that is why they're doing this trademark for Stone Cold or for Austin 316, is to have Austin be that name and that face that's going to maybe draw back some of those that fell away during the Attitude Era.
Right. And I mean, you could even put in, we haven't seen it in a long time. We used to see it with TNA where they would get they'd have the voiceover actor doing Last Week on Impact.
Right.
And then narrate it. Could we see something like that with Stone Cold as now the new voice narrator of Raw?
That still does fall under a performer's contract. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's a voice actor. Yeah, 100%. What do you guys think about him being used to help with the Netflix numbers, to help bring people back?
100%. I would be bringing in all of my top guys, past or present. I'd be bringing in Brock Lesnar, Stone Cold, The Rock, even Hulk Hogan to a degree. I'd bring in, and I say to a degree because, on Hogan.
Right. Yeah.
Like I said, I think for a one-off here or there, or more Broken Skull sessions, because we know outside of the United States, everything WWE moves to Netflix.
Right.
But I don't think it's that big a need, because even if we're going to lose, quote unquote, lose ratings on Monday nights during Monday Night Football, you can pick it up and watch it at any time during the week. So those ratings are going to go up. Right. So you're not going to have to worry about having these guys. So that's where I think it's going to be too much to keep having these guys from the past come back and disrupt.
I'm not saying come back and disrupt, though. I'm saying, like, if they're going to do the Netflix stuff, come back and promote some of the things that they did in the past, so that, because the rest of the world, as you have stated, gets everything WWE on Netflix. Netflix stuff, the past PLEs and stuff like that, that's going to stay on Peacock. However,
Right.
WWE can do it like a cross like promotion commercial kind of thing where they can promote like the Attitude Era stuff on Peacock, but then they'd be like, you can also catch it on Netflix if you live elsewhere in the world, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Bobby, I'm kind of liking your idea here as well. But I think I want to see something a little bit different. I think that I want to see at WrestleMania in 2025 the gimmick battle royal come back, or a Legends battle royal come back, because we know that other people have recently signed a Legends deal. Mr. Best, why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, this one actually kind of came out of left field for me, but I'm excited about it at the same time. But and I'm not gonna do it the way he announces his name because I know I'm gonna butcher it. But Armando Alejandro Estrada has signed a Legends deal with the WWE.
Armando Alejandro Estrada.
That's a clippable. You got it pretty much spot on. That's a clippable moment right there. But he actually revealed the terms of his deal on Twitter, and that kind of caught me as well. He signed a 5-year Legends nostalgia contract with the WWE with special appearances, merchandising, action figures, video games, and more. The and more, I don't know what that is. That's probably going to be appearances, maybe with the Bloodline, but I kind of, if he does make an appearance, I kind of want him away from the Bloodline. I kind of think he would be better suited for Legado del Fantasma, to be honest with you.
Right.
But I'm excited to see him in video game form. So WWE 2K25, I'm hoping he makes an appearance.
That would be cool, for sure.
This is a man you and I have had the pleasure of meeting.
Yep.
And watching wrestle live.
Yep.
And even getting him to tell us to shut up because he didn't need our help.
Yep.
Okay. I did get to see him live as well at Unforgiven 06, and he, unlike you guys, he didn't tell me to shut up. He played along with what the crowd was doing that night.
So I'm excited for this. We know that there have been rumors of him being the new wise man for Solo's Bloodline. It's also come out today because he's not the first legend recently to sign a new deal, as we've also seen it with Jacqueline.
Yep.
Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
And others. Yeah. And honestly, I am excited to see what they do. But now, Zilla Fatu came out and says he wants Armando to manage him.
Okay. Interesting.
So you get the son of Umaga getting led by Umaga's manager.
Right? Bobby remembers Armando with Umaga.
I kind of hope that it's not like when Virgil was with Ted DiBiase Jr. If anybody remembers that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I liked it because I will flat out admit I was a fan of Virgil.
Right. Right.
But again, if you do bring him on screen, just the way he carries himself and the way his character was, Legado del Fantasma just seems like a perfect fit for me for him.
It does to me as well. It could help boost them a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Not that there's anything wrong with them, but they kind of get outshone or outshined or however you want to say it by the LWO. So they kind of get that back burner type of situation.
Right. And that's where, like, when we saw them go to different brands, it was great. Now we can keep them separate. Each can go into their own stories. I find both factions have actually gotten pretty stale and stagnant. It's time for a shakeup all around with them.
Maybe Estrada could be that shakeup.
Yeah, it's very possible. Very, very possible.
Do we see him and Umaga possibly go to the Hall of Fame together? Or does he appear on TV and induct in Umaga?
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he appears and inducts for sure. Yeah.
I think if anybody's inducting Umaga, I think it's going to be Rikishi. But I would absolutely have Armando as a guest speaker. I would have Armando there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's got to be Rikishi, his brother. And Umaga has waited far too long for his induction.
Yeah.
But if Armando is going in because he was Umaga's manager, I'm all for it as well.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. I've been thinking about with Armando possibly appearing in video games. Umaga's been in the WWE video games for the last 5 or 6 years now.
Right.
They've been putting him in. It felt so weird playing as Umaga without having Estrada standing ringside. I've had to create Armando a couple of times. It's going to be nice not to be able to make him.
Right. Either way, I am very excited because there seems to be more and more that are signing on to these legends or nostalgic contracts as they're now trying to move away from legends and move it to nostalgic contract.
And I would honestly encourage every WWE legend to do this because I read into what a legends contract actually does, and it's actually designed to help wrestlers live a comfortable life post wrestling, to pay for their medical bills and everything like that. Because I know that there's a lot of older wrestlers that are still wrestling just to make ends meet, so that they can pay for their medical bills. Jump on this. Sign those sign that Legends deal because it'll help you out, guys. Do it.
Right.
100% it will.
I'm hinting at a specific tag team to do this, and Demolition specifically.
Yeah.
If there's one name, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love to see Demolition sign the nostalgia deal, but given I believe they're a part of the concussion lawsuit against WWE.
That was thrown out like 10 years ago, though, dude.
Okay. I thought it was still ongoing and working its way through the courts.
No, it was thrown out.
But I think another person that I would love to see sign that deal is Jazz.
Yep.
I can get behind that. Yep. I definitely can get behind that. Either way, good for each one of them.
Yeah, very much. So very excited about it.
I want to move to another legend. Well, who may not be considered a legend as of yet, but in my mind is a legend. First, I want to talk about this card that's going to be happening on November the 23rd. We're going to have names like Matt Cardona, Mance Warner, Effie, and Joey Janela that are all scheduled to compete. But there is a name that I did not expect to see for Game Changer Wrestling GCW's Dream On event. Kurt Angle is making his debut in GCW. Now, I don't know if we can really consider this a debut because it may just be a one-off type situation, but it is still a debut for him, whether he sticks around or not. He officially retired from in-ring competition after WrestleMania 35 in 2019, although he has made appearances for the WWE in recent years. Yeah, just like many others that are out there right now, we're all kind of wondering what is Kurt Angle's role going to be at GCW Dream On.
I'm a little worried about it myself. I mean, we all know Kurt's health problems in the past. Working, hopefully he does a straight up wrestling match if he is even wrestling, because we know how dangerous GCW gets.
Yep.
I'm thinking this is going to be probably a guest GM for the night type of position, much like Matt Cardona was doing while he was injured.
Right.
Now that Matt is back and competing, he can give up that spot. But I also have to wonder, because we have seen Bloodsport tied with GCW. So I'm wondering if maybe there's a shoot fight in there for Kurt.
There could be. There definitely could be. Yeah, I mean, Bobby as well, saying that maybe Kurt Angle could be doing a segment with Matt Cardona. We know that the two of them have crossed paths before within the WWE. So, I mean, it's very, very possible when Matt Cardona was known as Zack Ryder. Woo, woo, woo. So it's very, very possible that could be what's going on. We have nothing more on this right now, but when more becomes available, I'm interested.
I'm going to put this speculation out because I think could even tie into perhaps the most interesting story in all of wrestling right now, and that is John Layfield, who seems to be showing up anywhere and everywhere.
Yes, he does.
And I know why, too. Because he actually put out... he was on a podcast recently, and he stated why he's doing this. He said he doesn't want his last wrestling memory to be the fact that he was managing Baron Corbin.
Yep. Yep. JBL did appear in GCW recently. Yeah, so that could very well be. He popped up in MLW as well.
He was down in AAA. He was on TNA recently.
Yep.
And it's all been stuff involved with Dolph Ziggler, except I don't know what he did at the GCW event.
I'm not
he
sure.
Helped Mance Warner retain the heavyweight title or gain it.
Okay.
So I wonder if maybe that's a tie-in, and if Kurt Angle is coming around as a guy with JBL.
I mean, for
an associate, not
right.
For all we know, it could be just a quick little nostalgia pop for even the fans of GCW, because we know some hardcore GCW fans, and they're fans of wrestling in general. So, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is a shout out to you, Shiv.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, for
absolutely.
Sure.
He's so much of a fan, guys, that every time GCW goes to Detroit, he's on the next bus down there. He's hopping in his vehicle and driving down there to go watch the show.
He was just there with another personal friend of mine, one Tony Bonifero.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Bobby. Who knows? Maybe he's going to show up on an NWA event. Who knows? Bobby with the stats here for us, saying in MLW he helped Brock Anderson and CW Anderson, former guest on Turnbuckle Talk, against Alex Kane and Mr. Thomas.
That was at this was at this past weekend's MLW show that was free on YouTube. I thought it was a pay-per-view, but it was free. So I'm like, all right, I'll watch it.
And two members now of the Rogue Horsemen.
Yep. Let's talk about MLW for a moment then. because Bobby's already brought it up and mentioned it here, but we know that this person has worked with MLW as well and has worked with TNA. But I am very happy for Alex Hammerstone, who got himself another matchup on NXT.
I'm not watching it right now.
And that's okay. Spoiler alert for you.
Yeah.
Alex Hammerstone was involved in another matchup tonight on NXT. I am very, very happy about that. And what I'm hoping comes out of this is that the WWE and Mr. Hickenbottom recognize Shawn Michaels. For those who do, Shawn Michaels hopefully recognizes the amount of talent that is inside of Mr. Hammerstone and allows him a spot in the company, even if it is not week to week on television programming, but allowing the new generation to learn from Alexander Hammerstone.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that could make that better is if you have Alexander Hammerstone and the veteran Jack Vaughn working together in NXT for these new guys. That's what I'm hoping is coming of this. I don't know. Mr. Best, I want to start with you. What are your thoughts on Hammerstone getting another matchup in NXT?
Totally excited about this because it brings back to, what was it, earlier this year when we were all speculating because we knew Hammerstone's MLW contract was up. We didn't know where he was going. He wasn't telling us where he was going.
Right.
We knew he was fielding deals from AEW, from MLW, MLW tried to get him back. TNA, WWE sent out an offer. I think New Japan even sent out an offer. He was the hottest free agent at that time, essentially. So to see him take the deal with TNA, which was good for him because he's doing fantastic stuff over there right now.
Yep.
And then seeing TNA have this deal with WWE, I knew it was only a matter of time before we saw Hammerstone in a WWE ring.
Yeah.
And I'm going out on a limb here right now because every year at the Royal Rumble, we see some TNA people show up. I've got two names in mind that I think could be showing up in the men's Rumble. One of them is Hammerstone. The other one is, say his name and he appears, Joe Hendry.
Yep. I am actually watching the match right now because Hammerstone is in the ring.
Okay.
He is taking on Tony D'Angelo tonight.
I was just about to say, don't tell me who he's fighting.
Wait, too much spoiler. What are you doing?
Although I get why that match is happening.
When he debuted in TNA with his feud with Josh Alexander to sort of being plateaued after that for quite some time, and he's only starting to get utilized there again. To now be part of this NXT brand is fantastic. I am excited for him. I'm hoping that this is going to really push him to that next level. Get him either a North American title run or an X Division run.
Okay. Yep.
Fortunately, he's just not near the heavyweight title picture yet for either company.
He'll be there. He'll be there. You can't deny the longest reign in MLW title championship history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But this just gets me even more excited to see this relationship between TNA and WWE just continue to flourish, you know?
Right. Right. It's fantastic.
It is.
Fan-freaking-tastic. It's been talked about, I know, but I want to bring it up once again. We're looking, again, TNA and Ring of Honor. But we could be seeing a debut happen tonight, possibly. But possibly not, because there's been no confirmation that they have anyone has seen as of yet. But the Motor City Machine Guns have reportedly done deal, signed with the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me happy.
I don't think I would debut them on tonight's show. I would save them for that first CW NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is the widely reported news that they are debuting on CW on October 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
With NXT, there is a team that I don't think needs to do the crossover. I think their history with TNA speaks for itself. They don't need to go back and forth.
They more than likely will still to just, go over there and help some of TNA's newer teams out, And I know that they're fresh out of TNA, but still it's still a possibility. I mean, right now we're seeing Zachary Wentz showing up on NXT despite having left the WWE 2-3 years ago, maybe.
Yep.
Right. Mm-hmm. We're on the subject of it right now, anyways. Let's continue with it. NXT, CW. Okay. There is speculations for a lot of people and a lot of different comebacks, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
From people who have worked with NXT before to people who are not even professional wrestlers that could make an appearance once again when NXT goes to CW. Now, this is somebody that Bubba Duke decided to claim he knew so much about. You guys know. You guys know.
We do. I do. As soon as he said it.
It's being reported that Sexy Red, an American rapper, could be making her way back to NXT on that show October 1st in Chicago when they debut for CW. No, please no. That's it. For me, please no. I don't want it.
I'm with you 100%. We don't need her. We got enough of that when they debuted the new SmackDown theme song by Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
On Friday night. And again, somebody I know nothing about. I'm not excited about having her as the theme song.
Right.
Who said she is even doing the theme song?
They made the announcement on SmackDown.
We're talking about Sexy Red here. We know Megan the Stallion did the theme song for SmackDown.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking he went back into Sexy Red there, so.
Oh, no.
But no, I can't take it anymore. I mean, I'd love to see Poppy come back, or can we get another performance from Lizzie Hale on NXT? Can we get Nita Strauss back on NXT?
Right? Like, I'm wearing my Hailstorm shirt tonight.
Beautiful. Like, can we get some of these guitar goddesses back? And
yeah. What? Lindsay Sterling, dude.
Oh, give me anything, Lindsay Sterling.
Right? Like, she can do a real mean electric violin and do some amazing.
Oh, wait, you might be thinking of Mia Asano.
No,
She does
Mia
electric
does as
violin.
well, but Lindsay Sterling can definitely do. I have heard her do some amazing things with that violin.
Yeah.
And you add electric violin in there, and I think that she would damn well rock the place.
Going back to Mia Sano too. Here's the thing: she's done wrestling themes on electric violin, and she's done fantastic work with them. And I'm actually going to go against you guys and say, why not bring back Sexy Red in? Don't have her perform. We don't need to hear her singing, but she was great as a character on screen. I enjoyed her.
What color's the Kool-Aid you're drinking?
I'm drinking my own Kool-Aid. I'm marching to the beat of my own drum here.
Oh,
Bubba got
it
you.
Didn't do anything for me.
No.
I enjoyed what little she did. You don't need to have her on for every segment, but she was enjoyable. And if it's going to bring eyes that bring her fans in to watch the show, by all means, bring her in. If you want extra eyes on the product, bring in the celebrities. We don't have to like every celebrity that they bring in.
No, definitely not.
Now Sexy Red could take up the Megan Thee Stallion spot and go work with Mercedes Moné in AEW.
See, I don't even want that for AEW. They don't.
No, and I don't blame you.
And I mean, it's not as though I'm not okay. So I get rap, and I don't mind a little bit of rap, but it's nothing. I don't know. It's just I'm not interested in that.
Right.
That's all.
I'm trying to remember who sang the NXT New Year's Evil theme this year.
I don't know.
It's
Bobby
bugging
Stats? Does he have that information?
Because I remember you and I, Carl, were marking out hard over the band that sang the theme this year. And I'm trying to find the name.
New Year's Evil 2024 theme. See, we can do things right on the fly here as we're going around. Bobby doesn't even know. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, we both were excited for it. I do remember that.
Because she performed live. And I'm saying she because I remember it was a female lead vocalist. Who the...
Yeah, I'm not sure. Included on SmackDown. Yeah, even Wiki isn't giving me anything for that right now. Not that Wiki is the most the best thing to really go by, but it'll come to us. We'll find it. It. Don't you worry. Let's move on to another topic. What do you guys have for tonight?
I have a very intriguing one to me because I think it's a little bit strange in the movie department. But John Cena has signed on to do a Matchbox Cars movie.
A what?
Matchbox Cars. Remember those little dinky cars we used to get for $2 at Metro as kids?
Yeah.
Mattel is doing a movie surrounding those cars. And John Cena has signed on to do it.
Why?
That's my question, because I saw that and I'm like, is this going to be just another Battleship? Because Battleship didn't need a movie.
Battleship was a decent movie if you needed something to watch.
I will fight you on that and say, no, it wasn't, because it was garbage.
I quite enjoyed the movie. Thank you.
Well, Well, you just go live. You just go be like Oscar and live in your trash can then. But no, I don't get it. Like, why? Like, I'm trying to figure out the plot for this movie and why Matchbox and not Hot Wheels, which is the better seller as far as those type of toys go.
Always and forever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all.
And it's kind of weird because John Cena just recently, I guess, finished up with the Fast and the Furious series, so he's going into another movie about cars.
I guess maybe.
I'm trying to make heads or tails of this whole thing. So but at the same time, I also tried to make heads or tails of Mattel doing a Barbie movie. But at the same time, with Barbie, you can actually create stories with all the Barbie characters, you know?
I'm wondering with John Cena, with his last two movies really having been on Prime and more of these R-rated in Ricky Stenicki and now Jackpot, which is a remake of the Nicolas Cage classic. I wonder if now he wants to maybe go back and do something for the kids.
Well, then
maybe
he could have signed a deal with Disney or Pixar and did another Cars movie, if that were the case.
But I'm wondering, and I'm going to say this, I know this because I bought these books for my son, but let's not forget that he has written books about monster trucks called Elbow Grease, and the main character in those is actually an electric hybrid monster truck. So I wonder if this is going to be a way to try and get into that and bring his books to the big screen.
Maybe, but it's interesting because from what I remember with Matchbox cars, they always made more realistic cars. Like if you wanted a Toyota Tundra as a toy, it was Matchbox that would made it.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering like how Mattel's rights would translate over to movies for the toy making. That's the other question I'm wondering about.
Right. And I have a whole collection in boxes because when I was a kid, I was stupid and didn't keep them in the boxes.
Yeah.
Of my model cars that my late grandfather, may he rest in paradise, bought for me. And I'm talking like Rolls-Royce Silver Ghosts, classic Mercedes, all of that. And those were all made by Matchbox.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be intriguing. I'm going to keep I'm still going to keep my ears and my eyes open and my mind open to this movie because I'm kind of intrigued to see what the plot is. At the same time, like I said, I don't want it to be like another Battleship because I just felt that game did not need a movie.
Yeah. I haven't even watched it, so I have no clue.
Mm-hmm.
No clue.
What
else have we got?
I want to touch on something here, and I know that this isn't high up on ours, but I want to touch on this reported deal between AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery.
Okay.
This is going to be record-breaking for them. According to John Urand of Puck's The Varsity, the agreement is anticipated to span 4 years with 3 years guaranteed.
Okay.
Weekly broadcasts on TNT, TBS, and True TV with shows airing twice a week, so they will get their replays.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yes, rumors of the replays of AEW's primary weekly shows could be part of the agreement. Valued at approximately $170 million per year, this deal would position AEW as the most profitable wrestling promotion outside of WWE in history. As well, they are said to be pitching content to major broadcast networks, which might lead to programming on Fox. So, what do we think of this?
Well, So I want to just elaborate a little bit further on there. So it was recently reported that AEW will continue its weekly shows on TNT, TBS, and True TV, TRU TV, twice per week. The inclusion of True TV is part of Warner Brother Discovery's wider and broader strategy to make channels, a little more sports orientated. With all of that, the development of this, if things do go with Warner Brothers, could be the potential for AEW's pay-per-views in the future to be on Max.
Oh, my ears perked up at that because I have Max.
That's what I'm seeing right now. It's close to being finalized with Warner Brothers Discovery right now.
Nothing is really set in stone yet. They're expecting announcement next week about that.
Yes.
I'm wondering though, does AEW need another show? Do they need to go to Fox when Ring of Honor doesn't have a televised one?
Well, what if the deal with Fox is for a Ring of Honor show?
That would be great. I would be thrilled for that.
Mm-hmm.
But we've heard them potentially, as we talked about trademarks earlier, they're trying to trademark Shockwave.
Yes.
Potentially pitch that as a show.
Well, you now, could call it ROH Shockwave.
I was just going to ask the question, is it going to be AEW Shockwave or Ring of Honor Shockwave, or is it another pay-per-view name?
I don't know.
I'm a little intrigued. I like the idea that their pay-per-views could very well be going to Max, which makes it more widely available for me because let's face it, paying $90 for a pay-per-view is way too expensive.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's literally what the cost for All In, or was it All In? Yeah, it was All in Wembley. I looked at the cost on the pay-per-view on my Rogers, and that's the cost I got. And I'm like, yeah, that's too much.
Way too much. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
I will pay $2,000 US to go to Survivor Series and sit ringside in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Before I pay $90 to watch a pay-per-view.
Yeah. That's nuts.
It really intrigues me that True TV, of all TV stations, is getting pro wrestling, because that station was more of a reality show, documentary reality show kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
Channel.
Yep. But they want to make it a little bit more sports orientated. So by putting professional wrestling on True TV, could start to bring in that aspect of sport into the channel.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not forget, one of True TV's biggest all-time shows was the show called Conspiracy Theory with Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, Jesse's been done that show for a long time, though, now. And Jesse, we talked Legends deals. Jesse actually signed a Legends deal with the WWE as well.
Yes, he did. With that, I think that talk of Jesse Ventura can really take us 2 hours. Well, it's going to take us to our Showstopper segment. If you guys don't know as of yet, there are some big plans and things coming for the WWE as part of new deals that they have for special programming to be done and to be seen. And one of those is Saturday night's main event. Yes, that is right. Saturday night's main event is returning officially it is returning.
As reported by Adam Pierce, it is official. Because that's how I found it.
It is official. But to my understanding, it isn't a weekly series.
No.
This is going to be a one-time based off of the agreements that have been put out there in regards to specialty programming.
Right.
When this was first announced, it was, and Chris Best and I discussed this just a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
There's actually 4 primetime specials being produced for NBC.
Yes. This being one of them.
Okay, because I was sort of thinking, okay, well, maybe, if you do 4 of these throughout the year on a month where, like we're getting now, where there's no PLE, it's fantastic. Straight
from the WWE as of today, the WWE and NBC announced the return of the iconic Saturday night's main event, which will air live on Saturday, December 14th at 8 p.m. on NBC and simulcast on Peacock. Mm-hmm. The special will be held at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum on Long Island, New York, the site of the very first ever Saturday night's main event. This marks the first prime time special, which will air quarterly on NBC and Peacock as part of WWE's new 5-year domestic media rights partnership with NBC Universal, which officially kicked off last Friday with SmackDown on the USA Network. Event priority passes are available now through exclusive partner on location, offering fans premium seating, hospitality events with superstar appearances, exclusive photo opportunities, and more. If you are in the area and want to go and be part of this historic night, you can do so by going to onlocationexp.com/main event. So that is right from WWE.com.
Yeah, and guess what, guys? For you guys who are viewers out there, there will not be a Saturday night gaming that night. I can guarantee you that. But depending on certain situations, we may do a watch along for that Saturday night's main event.
Hey,
Saturday night main event patrol.
Yeah.
December 14th is when that's happening. So yeah.
It hit me in the nostalgia feels just knowing that it's coming back and knowing what Hunter can do with it as opposed to the comeback in 2006, which we won't talk about.
Yeah.
There was I'm very excited about that. It's a little bit weird to me that they're doing it at 8 p.m. on Saturday because in the 80s it used to be 11:30 p.m. on Saturdays. And you would get the first match. The first match would be Hulk Hogan. That way Hulk Hogan can have his match, and then once the match was done, the kids can go to bed. I'm very excited about this.
Me
very,
too.
very excited about this.
Absolutely. So am I.
Now, the official poster for this event has both Raw and SmackDown superstars on it. It includes Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Bianca Belair, Seth Rollins, and Liv Morgan. They are all included on the official poster or graphic that has been made up for this event.
Yes. I'm excited to see this show. I'm wondering if this is going to be more fallout from Survivor Series War Games, which will have just finished 2 weeks earlier.
Right.
Or if this is where we maybe start seeing some Royal Rumble qualifiers.
Well, that's what Saturday night's main event was. It was your conduit between major pay-per-views. And I feel like that's what we're going to get with this one between Survivor Series and War Games, or Survivor Series and the Royal Rumble. Yeah, we might see a little bit of the fallout from War Games on that show, but we are going to start to see. I think on this show we will start to see the build towards the Royal Rumble as well.
Yeah. As already announced, as we've alluded to him signing his Legends deal, Jesse Ventura returning to commentary for Saturday night's main event.
We're still believing, because I haven't seen any official news on that yet. I don't know if you guys have seen anything that has been, Adam Pearce official, but I have seen that speculation as well, and I am all for it, man.
Yeah, I'm looking at a report where he had said that he signed his Legends deal,
right?
But
and all of this news kind of came out at the same time, the Saturday night's main event, as well as Jesse Ventura signing that Legends contract, or that nostalgia contract. So people were just kind of putting 2 and 2 together here and coming up with their own speculations. But if speculations are true, praise Jeebus, because I think it would be amazing.
I'm 100%. I want Jesse Ventura. I wish we could have Jesse Ventura, Macho Man, and Gorilla Monsoon like we had back in the.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we can't get Jesse Ventura and Mr. McMahon, but I digress.
Okay, so right now it is only speculation, because I did find out who actually said that Jesse's going to be doing commentary, and we got to take it as speculation because it was Greg Gagne who said it.
Oh.
Greg Gagne's his words, while sometimes are true, you got to take it with a grain of salt with what he says these days.
And you know what? For us here with Turnbuckle Talk and on Turnbuckle Studios, we always try to make sure that we're bringing you guys the proper news and the stuff that has been officialized. Now, we do a lot of speculations on our shows as well, but we always make sure that we let you guys know that it is speculation, because we try not to report as true when something is not. We don't want to deceive you.
Because here's the thing, when it comes to Jesse Ventura, when he signs deals, he likes to keep them a little bit close to his chest until he's got everything finalized.
Yep.
He's always been that way.
Yeah. Bobby, I don't know if we'll see a defense, like a title defense, on the Saturday night's main event, but I think it would be a good idea or a good opportunity for like the United States or the Intercontinental Championship, for sure.
You know what? I wonder if
we've seen championship defenses in the past. One of the more famous ones from Saturday night's main event, Carla and OMD. You guys are going to like the one that I'm referring to. Shawn Michaels, when he took the Intercontinental title from the British Bulldog, happened on an episode of Saturday night's main event.
I will categorize that. That is probably my all-time favorite match.
What were you saying before that, OMD?
I was going to say, I wonder if maybe we get a little bit of SmackDown versus Raw on Saturday night's main event.
I'd be okay with that as well, to be honest. Yeah. All in all, Saturday night main event is coming back.
Yeah.
And according to what the WWE has written there, it appears as though that your speculation is correct, Mr. OMD, because it does say in there, this marks the first primetime special, which will air quarterly. So it's a very big possibility that it will be Saturday night's main event quarterly.
And that's how they did it back in the 80s and 90s too. Is every 3-4 months there would be a Saturday night's main event. Whenever there was a long break between pay-per-views, they'd throw up a Saturday night's main event,
Yeah.
And we'd still get the paper. Bobby Stats, I'm going to assume you haven't seen Saturday night's main event. We get pay-per-view quality matches on those shows, and they build to those pay-per-view to those Saturday night's main events.
Yes.
Yeah. We definitely do. Oh, yeah, for sure. If you guys are fans of what you see on Turnbuckle Studios, show your support by going to carlcarafel.redbubble.com. That is Carl Carafel, KarlKarufel.redbubble.com, where you guys can order some merchandise with Turnbuckle Studios shows plastered all over the merch. Every time that you do make a purchase, we do get a kickback, which goes back into the programming that we bring to you here on Turnbuckle Studios. And if you want to support my friend Al Snow and my boss, you can check out collarandelbowbrand.com. There is some really cool t-shirts that are over there for you to take a look at. When making a purchase, use the promo code JKPodcast and get yourself 10% off your entire order each and every time. And again, we do receive a kickback that does come back into the programming for the shows. Mr. Chris Best.
Yes.
Do you have everything all set up for yourself in a nice, small, neat package?
I do, finally. You can find me at, if you want to follow my socials, you can find me at Linktree, lanktr.ee/Chris_best83.
Perfect way to have all of that done. For some reason, I'm in the wrong section, which would be why I'm not finding the proper thing. There we go. Now we're switched over to the next one. We are going to be having Mr. OMD telling us where you can find him.
Well, just like Chris Best, you can find me on my Linktree, linktr.ee/OMD show. That's linktr.ee/OMD show.
See how much easier that is for everyone when we can just give them one spot for them to go to with just using our names. Linktree. Thank you so much. linktr.ee/Carl Carafel. That's linktr.ee/KarlKarufel. You can catch us each and every week here with Turnbuckle Talk, but we have a number of different shows that are available here for you. Bobby has never watched Saturday night's main event, so this will be a treat for him. Or Bobby, go back and you can find some probably on the interwebs. You could probably find some old shows that you can take a look and watch. We want to thank each and every one of you that are subscribed here to our YouTube channel, our new YouTube channel. We are getting closer to 40 subscribers on this channel. We would love for each and every one of you to share out the YouTube channel so that others can find us, come back, and see all the programming that is available here with Turnbuckle Studios. Now, people have asked, what kind of programming is available with Turnbuckle Studios? Well, this is what's available. And for each and every one of you that are out there in audio land, I'm going to be changing that up as soon as somebody sends me that video, because I want to include an audio portion letting you know which each show is, when it's on, and when you can find it. And I'm sure everyone will be perfectly okay with that happening. You guys have anything else to add to this show tonight?
I think we covered it all.
I think so.
Well then, with that being said, thank you, each and every one of you, for joining us here tonight on Turnbuckle Talk. Remember, everyone, the world's a scary place. Take care of each other.